We're going to catch a ferry to Saint-Pierre. In the meantime, we're driving on the Burin Peninsula. I see this amazing road and I realized we can drive right along the seacoast right here. What a beautiful drive. We're going to go to Fortune and catch the ferry. Here I'm taking a few shots of the ocean along the way. A little bit of wave action coming in here. It's beautiful, beautiful coastal area. See the fog rolling in. Now we're in Fortune. I'm at the Methodist Cemetery trying to get a few interesting shots of these old tombstones. These remind me of Ireland, although they're not nearly as old. I think these are poured cement stones. Definitely history though. I like this black and white shot. I think it brings the mood across. This is the harbor. It's where we're going to catch the ferry. There's lots of boats here. Now the thing is, we got to have passports. We got to go through customs. It's a whole big deal because we're basically leaving Canada and entering France. Here's the Fortune Head Ecological Reserve. We spent a night camped out there. It was pretty good. This is the ferry. It's quite a sleek ferry. It's different from what I'm used to. Look at the way it turns in here. This is a fast boat. This is the one out at sea. We're going to do just like this. We're going to sail over to the island and spend some time exploring. There's the Fortune Head Interpretation Center. Canada-France border crossing. Look at that. We're actually going into France. There's Mary walking down the runway. We go on the ferry. Here I'm up on deck. Now we've already had to go through customs and show our passport and have our baggage searched. Now it's a rough crossing there and there's lots of fog. The foghorn was blowing all the time. Cargo is all strapped down. We're saying goodbye to Fortune. Lots of boats in the fog. There's the French flag. You can just see how rough the water is. It's windy too, windy, noisy, rough. It's a pretty rough crossing. I'm kind of excited because I've heard good things about Saint-Pierre. We would have liked to go to Miquelon too, but that just wasn't possible. Now you can see all the fog as we're coming in. It's very foggy. Lots of ships here. I thought the fog might lift when we went across, but it didn't. You can see the lighthouse here. Now if you stay tuned to the end, you'll see what this looks like on a clear day, because I thought this day was pretty much a wash until the last 20 minutes, half hour, when everything just turned around for me. My luck just came through. Here are the streets. Met a nice couple here. We went touring around with them quite a bit. They went for a big lunch that didn't fit my snack bracket, so we had to just go out and tour around and have our little picnic. But I had just as much fun anyway as anybody. You can see these narrow streets. These are reminiscent of Newfoundland or Ireland, perhaps. Different colors for everything. Very interesting. Still, you can see the fog. Now you can see the way the streets are going up and down hills. It's really, really something. Here's some of the signs. It was really interesting to see these signs in French. I don't know what it means, but we had a good time anyway. We went up and down these narrow streets. This I found interesting. Somebody must have had a little disagreement here. Some of the stores here, I'm not sure what they're selling here. Maybe renting bicycles, I'm not sure. Lots of steep hills anyway. Here's a bar, a little interaction going on outside the bar. I'm not sure what was happening. I'm thinking this is a post office right here. People just hiking around. There were picnic tables here and there. You could buy food. The cobblestones really impressed me. I studied these for quite a while, trying to figure out how to get a good picture of the cobblestones. Eventually I came up with something that I like. This didn't quite make it. No, not at all. This, I think this is where I got it. The barrel and lots of different colored buildings, and that flag. I love seeing that flag flying. Now this is a really unusually colored building, I think. It's just really different. I don't know what this means. Foreign Legion, Legion Hall, I'm not sure. For a seafarer's memorial, perhaps. That mold seems to grow on everything, mold or moss. Some cannons here. This was a fortified location. Here's a cross up on the hill. We went up to this viewpoint. That's what you see looking down from the cross, looking down the street and the different colored houses. This is the War Memorial. Pretty interesting memorial. Up on board the ship. We're getting ready to leave this time. Now look at the lighthouse. Look how bright and clean. Fog is lifted. We got nice light. Now I'm shooting all the places with a long lens. There's the torpedo in the park I was looking at. Here's some other ships across the way. Now we're moving now. We're up on deck and sailing away. And I'm finally getting my shots. I had a really nice cup of coffee on the ship. Really turned my mood right around. It was nice coffee. And I start getting all these shots now. This one's still foggy. Little bit of fog here yet. It's foggy as we're leaving. And usually, look at this, now the fog is gone. Usually the fog is more towards when you get out to sea, but now as we're getting out to sea, the fog is gone. I'm seeing these buildings. Wow, I didn't even see these buildings coming in. They were invisible in the fog. Now we've got the yellows and the blues and the grays. Sandy, rocky beaches. This church in the mist. You don't see that every day. You really don't. Now these look like Newfoundland houses to me pretty much, but with a difference. They're not exactly the same. That one's a little bit like the red house in Torbay, but not really. Again, the church in the fog. Beautiful blues and reds, yellows. Lots of nice color here, really nice. And I'm so happy. My whole mood just totally turned around. I was kind of depressed all day, schlepping up and down the streets trying to get some good shots, and then this happens. These houses remind me of Grand Manan. Then we've got these cannons here with the French flag, reminding you this was a fortification here. Here's a rock in the mist and fog. I really love that. Great shot. Now we're back on the road again, driving across the Barrens in Newfoundland. We're going to find a place to camp out. Headed back to Bonavista, I think, and see what we can find. Now it's getting to be a sunset. I'm driving a bit longer than I would have liked to today. I would have liked to take a break earlier, but I just had to put some miles on to get to where we are now. We stayed at the Walmart, and it was pretty nice. Had coffee in the morning, and then we went back to Bonavista, checked out Elliston again. Thanks for visiting Bella's Vistas. Please like, subscribe. Come on back again real soon.